All right, let's get real. MLM is an awesome opportunity to grow an asset, but what's with all these old school tactics still being taught? If you're like me, you want modern methods to scale and automate your business. Let's put the marketing back into network marketing and stop using hope as a business strategy. Welcome to Not Your Mom's MLM Radio. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on Not Your Mom's MLM podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Powers, and welcome to episode 1. I just want to take this time to have us get to know each other a little bit. I want to tell you who I am and why you probably landed on this podcast or why you're tuning in at all in the first place. It's probably not just because of the super catchy title, which it's so good, right? And there's a reason for that and why I titled it that. We're not stuck in the Stone Ages anymore, people. It's the day and age of the internet, and businesses, new and young, are all getting that and understanding the powerful nature of the internet. And the MLM industry, unfortunately, isn't really there yet. It's not one of those that are completely up to date with modern technology and ways, and that's why this podcast is here. This is why was born. Okay, so this is a safe place. I just want to put that out there right now for you that if you're looking to educate your team, if you have a team at all, if you're building a business in the network marketing or MLM space, then I just want you to know that this is a completely safe space that you will be able to plug in your team if you so choose, share these episodes, because I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of value. That is my intent. I believe in servitude. I totally live my life by being a servant leader. I believe when you give and give and give, you receive back tenfold. And this industry has done so much for me, and I've experienced so much, as I'm sure you listening to this, you also have some experience, whether that's a vast amount of knowledge, you've been here around a long time, or you're newer. But there's one thing that I think we can all agree on, and that is that a lot of the techniques and the trainings that are in this industry are super old school. They're really outdated. And I'm going to also put this out there, disclaimer, being completely transparent with you, that I have some incredible mentors in my life, in multiple areas of my life. And when it comes to business and this space, some of those mentors are absolutely incredible people. They have had multiple 8 figures or beyond success. And I just want, if you are listening to this and you're somebody who is used to building belly to belly, or you've also had mentors in your life like I have that taught belly to belly, face to face, those types of tactics, I'm not here to bash them. I'm gonna start with that, okay? I'm not gonna do that because I've had crazy success doing it that way, doing it the old school way. And the truth is, the reality is, those ways work. They absolutely work, okay? No one's here to discredit that. No one's here to, come down on that. I mean, I might a little bit because it's the sassy nature in me. But if you have a mentor or a leader that you follow that teaches you those things, just know, there's enough drama in this world. We don't need any haterade happening here, okay? So I just don't come down on me if I get a little sassy. I'm going to tell you why, and most of you on here are probably going to feel me and level with me on that because, you just are. So I want to say that this is a safe place, like I said, so you can feel free to share these episodes if you want to provide this type of value to your team. I don't know why you wouldn't. At the time of this recording, it is 2020, and even more specific than that, it's the first quarter of 2020, at the end of the first quarter, and right now the world is a mess. It's a hot mess, like crazy. And I think episode 2, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, but right now we're dealing with a pandemic. It's quite the crisis situation. We're dealing with the coronavirus, COVID-19, sweeping the nation and the world. So I am based in Pennsylvania, good old Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's get to the point, shall we? Let's get right to it. I want to teach you guys, and tune into episode 2 because the world situation right now, I'm going to get a little bit more into it and what that means for people in this space. But for now, episode 1, this one right here, I want to teach. Here's my goal. I want to teach you how to be among the 1% and 2%. I want to teach you the things that the 1% and 2%ers don't actually teach in this industry, or very, very rarely it's taught, because the reality is the people that you follow, that you want to emulate, people that you want to mirror their success, there's a very, very high likely chance that they are doing things a little bit different than you are, but yet they're teaching you the old school ways. Or you are following trainers, speakers, gurus that are no longer in the space. So they're still teaching you tactics that worked even 5 years ago, which do not work today. We're evolving. The internet evolves, the business world evolves, the industry evolves. You have to evolve with the changing times, and you have to figure out a way to set yourself apart. And that's really my passion. So that's what we're gonna get into on this first episode. But let me just take you back a second. Let me introduce you to who the heck are you listening to right now? Who am I? All right, so I have been in this space over half a decade, and I've had some great success. And I've built that success multiple different ways. My background is graphic design, web design, communications. And so when I was in the corporate world, I was actually the head of a social media marketing department, managing about, I don't know, 25 or so people in an internet marketing firm. And that was over in New Jersey. And great experience in corporate America. But, like a lot of you, right, you're drawn to the freedom and you want that entrepreneurship experience. You want to have that. You want your time freedom. You want flexibility. You want to design what your days look like. I'm no different. I feel like I've been I've been an entrepreneur almost all of my life, since selling lemonade and hiring my kid brother to man the stand for me, to selling crafts that I made at my swim club as a kid, to starting a small cake pop business. For those of you that don't know what cake pops are, they're at Starbucks now. I'd like to take all the credit for that, but I can't. But I've always had my hand on something that I was able to use that creativity that I've always had. Because I've always been is it the right side of the brain? I think, I'm not really sure. The creative side. So I've always been in art, and music is a huge part of my brand, my life, who I am. So anywho, all that to say that I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and I've been in this space for over half a decade now. Why am I doing this podcast? Why am I here? It's not to hear myself talk, because gosh, don't we all hate the way we sound? We don't like the sound of our voice. It's crazy. So it's not for that, but it is because my goal is to elevate and lift up this profession, because it is truly such an incredible vehicle for wealth creation. And it's changed my life. I am a full-time single mom. I have a little boy who at the time of this recording is 8, almost 9, a couple months shy of being 9. And, I wouldn't be able to be fully present. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing and give him my all, and if it wasn't for this industry, plain and simple. So that being said, though, I want to elevate it. I want to teach you guys the right way to do this. And I know a lot of people say that, but the reality is it's just not being taught. It's just not being taught. How was I introduced to this industry? Let's start with that. So I was introduced by a friend of a friend, a friend of a friend of a friend, really. And this was, again, years and years and years ago. And it was just, hey, you know what, Jen, you would be great at doing what me and my sisters are doing. We're having a lot of fun. We're making great money, and you can do it from home. And at that time, my life was very different. I was married. I had my son was really little, and I wasn't working. I was fortunate enough to be in a situation where I didn't have to work, and I chose not to. We chose, me and my husband at the time, I chose to stay home with our boy, and take care of the household, and take care of the baby, and do that. And that's something I always wanted to do. My mom did that for me, and I was grateful to be able to do that. But I did miss having something just for me. So this made sense. This made perfect sense. I could do it from home. It wouldn't take a ton of time. So I just said, yeah, whatever. So I was not one of those people that was, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, or, oh, this sounds too good to be true. Or I wasn't full of skepticism. That actually came a couple months after, because then I started to see why certain people, after getting those rejections and objections from people I was talking to, I started to pick up on things and learn why there were certain stigmas in the industry and why certain people felt how they felt. But in the very beginning for me, I did not feel that way. Okay, so I got excited about it. Now, I'm not a very excitable person. I'm a talker, but I'm also super introverted, and I don't really show my emotion like, oh my God, this is going to be the best thing ever. I'm not really like that. But I did get excited within the first, my first paycheck being like 700 something dollars, all because I invited some people to my house, just to share what I was doing. And, and it was fun. It seemed fun. But as time went on, and the leadership that I had in that company, and my upline, they were really pushing the home meetings or house or parties, home parties, right? Whatever you want to call them. And as somebody who had a little boy, yeah, could I have done it? Sure. But I was starting to feel really burnt out. I really didn't like it. I didn't enjoy that. And what I was noticing is that's really not duplicatable, because there's a whole lot of people out there that either don't have the time after their long hours of work to host a party on a weekday. They don't want their weekends filled up with, inviting a ton of people to their home and having like one or no people show up, and getting all the food prepped out and everything set up for this nice little home gathering, and nobody shows. So I started to run into that issue when it came to duplication and my team, and how we were all going to grow together. And so that's what I was taught, right? I was taught, do the home parties, have lots and lots of them, because that's the way to success, right? Make a list of 100 names. How many of you listening to this have been told, make a list of 200 names, make a list of 100 names, and contact all of them, call them all, message them all, text them all? Oh my God, it's exhausting. How about this one? This is another one. I'm just going to give you, Jen, I'm going to give you like 4 or 5 different scripts. I just want you to copy and paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. You guys, that kills me. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I didn't know any better. I did what I was told. I said, well, if they're successful and they did this, then this is what I need to do. How many of you listening to this or watching this, if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on the podcast, I mean, how many of you have been told that? Sigh. It's exhausting. And it doesn't feel good. Most importantly, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel authentic. It feels slimy and salesy and cheesy and spammy. Spammy Pammy, right? I was guilty. I was a spammy Pammy, okay? I hate that I was, but I also don't hate that I was, because now I can really relate to probably so many of you, and tell you that I learned through a lot. I failed forward. I sure as heck did that. Failed forward, fell on my face quite a lot. But none of that felt good. So what ends up, you guys have probably heard before, the NFL club, the No Friends Left club. So there was a lot of people in my life that I was always connected. I was always social, although being introverted. I always had a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances. I kept in touch with people when I left corporate America. So I had all these relationships, whether they were super strong ones or not, I had them. And when you start to do those things that you were told, copy and paste messages, it only takes 1 or 2 slip ups where you copy and paste a message and you forget to change the first name, like, hey, Sarah, blah, 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 blah. And then you send Courtney the hey, Sarah message that you just copy and pasted. And it's like, oh my God. And, most people are forgiving, but a lot of people are really like, wow, I can't believe, you would do that to me. And rightfully so. They have every right to feel like that. It's like, Jen, you weren't even trying to talk to me. You weren't even being personal with me. You weren't trying to really connect with me. You had an ulterior motive. All right. So it's a quick way to get in the NFL club. It's a very quick way to have no friends left. So, and they don't tell you that, they don't tell you that. A lot of uplines will just suggest that you do these things because they think it's all a numbers game, right? That you hear that one too all the time. It's just about the numbers. It is how many people can you get through in your list a day, instead of really having a true business strategy. Or even if you are trying to, message and talk to people, build the relationship so that it makes sense, and if you even have something that makes sense to offer to that particular person. So none of that was taught. Okay. And then you got things like, oh, we'll just do a lot of attraction marketing, do a lot of posts, and then you'll just magically have a lot of people reaching out to you. But I think we all can agree, social media changes all the time. So if that's what you were doing 2 years ago, it's not really how it is today. Algorithms change, the formulations and all these things in these social platforms, they always are changing. And when things start to get super populated and saturated, and with this entire industry doing the same exact marketing tactics, Facebook catches on, Instagram catches on, social media platforms, they catch on. And you know what they do? They don't try to make it harder for you, but they want to reevaluate, okay, well, who's a person of actual value that I would want to showcase on let my platform showcase versus everybody else sounding like the same exact person. It's like a world of robots. Okay, so I found a way to stand out differently, and that's the point of this podcast. This is really the passion that I have for why I created this and why I'm so excited to share this with you. Because I really believe that as human beings, we are all so unique. We all have gifts, talents, strengths, just like we all have different weaknesses. And my goal is to help you find really what your real strengths are and what your actual brand is, and even who your ideal avatar is. Who are the people that you want to work with, that you want to help, you want to serve, you want to have in an organization that you're building? That's what I want to help you do. And I know that if you tune into this and you stay with me, you're going to get so much value and clarity. And that's my hope, because in the grand scheme of things, all marketers, whether you're in MLM or not, you're always looking for that edge, that competitive slight edge that you have against the competition. And the problem with MLM, or the network marketing industry, is that everybody's competing with each other, and no one actually is different. So in reality, I have the same, for my organization. Like I said, I think I said this in the very beginning, but I am actively building in this space. So you're actually hearing from somebody who is actively in this industry. No, you will never know. I will never tell you, what my opportunity is, what my business is. I don't want to do that. I want to make this, like I said, a safe space so you can share this. But for this example, and why I'm saying that, we all have the same opportunity in my company. If I didn't do anything different, then I am no different than my upline, my downline, my sidelines. If we all have these great products, and we all have this great company and this great opportunity and this amazing compensation plan. So really, longevity wise, or even short term, what makes me any different other than, compared to everybody else that I'm running in the same close circle with? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, yes, am I a woman in my 30s and I'm a single mom, so might I connect a little bit better with somebody who's similar demographic and similar background as me? Sure. But that's it. If that's all I'm going with, that's not really smart, and it's not a strategy. So this is a point that I really want to drive home, is that hope is not a business strategy, people. If you are out there slinging your opportunity around, doing some clever posts here and there, copy and paste messages, you're really just hoping that someone's going to see you. You're hoping somebody's going to contact you. You're hoping that somebody answers back one of your copy and paste messages. That is not how business owners operate, not successful ones, at least. So, my goal is to help you understand that you are a unique individual, and therefore you have a unique opportunity to take your opportunity and to build this amazing offer around all that all your areas of expertise, all your gifts and talents. What can you do to sweeten the deal so that you stand out apart from everybody else? And let's just take it a step further too. Not even just people, you're not even in direct competition with your upline, downline, people in your own company. You're in direct competition with everybody in the entire industry. This industry has been around a really, really long time. Okay. There's I don't even know, well over, I think there's 42,000, some crazy number like that, different companies worldwide. Okay. And it's been around a really, really long time. So yeah, Susie Q, who sells wellness products, Jake over here, who sells fitness and nutrition. This one over here sells handbags or jewelry or makeup. Everybody is saying the same thing. Everybody is saying, hey, I have a great product. I have a great compensation plan. I have a great way to make money from home. So this prospect is saying, okay, well, I get that you sell different products, but his comp plan is great. Her comp plan's great. I can work from home from all of them. So which one do I go with? What do I choose? So again, if you don't create this irresistible, super sexy offer around your opportunity or around your product, you are not leveraging the tools that you should be to really break through that 7 or 8 figures, or just to really make an impact and grow your brand, and do it in a way that feels great. Because not only does it work, it not only does it work, but it makes you feel so much more powerful when you can offer way more and over deliver to somebody. And it just sets you apart. So that's really what I'm here to do. That's what I want to share with you. I even have a small beta group. It's been going on now for like 4 or 5 weeks. I have not seen people this excited about doing things differently in this industry than I have in these last couple of weeks. It is mind-blowing. And some of these people I've known a long time. Some of them are brand new, that we're just getting to know each other. But I am stoked, you guys. I am stoked about just these couple weeks, the breakthroughs that they're having, and that we're all having together, really, because this is a journey, and I'm taking you on this journey with me if you're ready, and if you want to be a part of it, because I'm vulnerable enough and open enough to tell you that I don't know all the answers. I have learned so much, and I'm here to give you and share every single thing that I know. But I'm going to take you with me on this journey, and I'm also going to be so transparent with you. I'm going to share the triumphs and the struggles, and I really hope that gives you a little bit of a sense of that. If anybody tells you they know every single thing and they can always predict the market shifting and changing, and they can do, then I don't know. If it were me, I would probably run. So, but that's just me. And I believe that I'm a forever student. So anything that I spend money on, whether it comes to, training and things like that, or just personal experiences, through failures are the biggest lessons. So I'm going to share all of this with you and then some. And I can tell you that in the short period of time when I've been implementing these strategies and I've been doing this and sharing this with my beta test group, the results are insane. It's just, and it's such a better way to do this, and it feels better. And and I know that when you feel better and more authentic, when you're doing anything, it's not only is it more lucrative and more profitable, but it also just feels better. And when things feel good, you're happier and you're more excited to continue and do them and keep going. In this industry, people get burnout very, very quickly. And I totally get it, right? Who wants to experience rejection day in and day out all the time? Now, there's something to building up a hustle muscle, getting some strength in the rejection and being able to take it like a champ. But if you're getting that all the time and not getting results also, that's a really, really quick way for your team to, wave the white flag and be like, this just doesn't cut it. This is not for me. It's just not working for me. It works for her, but it doesn't work for me. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. And I definitely don't want that for your team. Okay. So, as somebody who has that background, like I said, in graphic design, branding and building your personal brand is way, way more than using the same color palette, really great images, or a logo. Building your brand is about building you as a person and as a business owner and an entrepreneur. So this podcast is going to go in depth with building these offers, taking the MLM vehicle, the industry as a whole, and using it to your advantage and letting it work for you in a way that makes sense and that is much more duplicatable than the old school methods and tactics and all that. So if that excites you, then you're going to get a ton of value from this podcast. I want to thank you for being here, and stay tuned for episode 2 coming up real soon.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Would you like a copy of the book that changed everything in my network marketing business? If so, you can grab a free copy of Network Marketing Secrets at notyourmomsmlm.com/book.